My name is Vince Staples. I'm from Long Beach, California, and I do the rap thing.
Tell me about where you grew up exactly.
I grew up on Artesia. It depends. Like when I was younger, my mom and my daddy and like my grandparents and shit from Compton. So I grew up out there for a very like short period of time. Like when I was a little younger, just being born and shit. But I was born in Long Beach, and then my mom and my daddy moved to Long Beach when I was a little younger because that's like the getaway for people from Compton. Like you move to Long Beach and then it's nicer a little bit. It's a different animal because it's not Compton, even though it might still be bad or whatnot. It's not your neighborhood, so you look at it differently. And my dad went to jail, and then we moved back to Compton, and then when we moved back to Long Beach after that, and I spent most of my high school years and like middle school and whatnot out there. So
Now, you mentioned in one of your interviews that your dad was in a gang.
everybody do that. It ain't nothing specific. That's just what it is. That's what everybody was doing at that time, and that's what that's what my parents was into. And they was like it was different back then. No, it wasn't like it is now. Now it's more, like you get to pick and choose. It wasn't really nothing like that back then.
I mean, what was it like being a little kid growing up in that kind of environment?
I didn't notice it. You don't notice until you know what it is. It's just that's how your mom or your daddy is or whatnot. Like it's not really, oh my daddy this, my daddy that. It's just that's them as traits of your parents that you see in other people until you really understand the bigger picture. When you get like a grasp of it, then you really see that it's bigger than just your household. But when you a little kid, of course, you don't know nothing but where you live at and what's in your house. So that's just what was in my house.
What do you think was like the craziest experience that you remember kind of growing up in that type of environment?
And I didn't really see much. And my daddy and my mama fucking each other up. That was it. They used to fight too. Like my mama not no little lady. Like my mama tall and all that. So she used to fuck them up sometimes. It was like it was just shit like that. Like I remember one Christmas, my daddy did some crazy. He was off something, and he threw the Christmas tree and did some other crazy shit. And my sister boyfriend came, and they was fighting, and it was just wild. The police came. My sister snitched on my youngest my youngest big sister like 7. She called the police. The police come. My daddy sock a cop. Like then that nigga wild, man. That's a crazy nigga.
So your mom would actually beat up on your dad sometimes?
They would be fighting. Like it wasn't no like Tina Turner shit. Like, but that's how it is in that environment. Like my mom ain't no punk, my daddy ain't no punk. They gonna be arguing, and then somebody go try to fuck somebody up. That's just what it is. It ain't. It wasn't no go get in the kitchen type shit. It was shut the fuck up, you a bitch ass nigga. And then it was back and forth, and then that's just what it is.
Was it difficult when your dad got locked up and he was separated from the family?
No, because I didn't really notice it like that. Cause I was real little. Like when my mama first got pregnant with me, my daddy was in jail. And then you know what I mean. Like my dad family full of dickheads, so they was like, "That ain't your baby," blah blah, all this other shit. And I look just like the motherfucker. So when I was born, that gave my because I got an older brother. But when I was born, that really made my dad, just in my eyes, it made him want to, try to get his shit together a little bit. But when people stuck in their ways, they stuck in their ways. He couldn't really help most of the stuff he was doing. That's just how he grew up, and that's how he lived his life. You had to figure it out somehow. I don't really hold none of that against my father.